What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't already checked it out already, you're just making bad life choices. Got picks from me, Meansy, AC, Dino, all the greats over at Scores and Odds there. Plus, you get access to this nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what RG projects for these props and what the best line is. So basically, just printing free money there. Go check it out. It's that simple. Plus, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge, where every single bet I have on this show is posted as soon as I bet them. As you can see, threw in some bets at 9:30, 9:40, 9:50, 10:30, 10:57. I'm throwing them in all day, so you can actually get the best lines because guess what? They're good and they're going to move. Although baseball has not been good to me, but that's beside the point. We have not done well in baseball, crushing hockey, crushing NBA. NFL, barely. We had one game throughout the course of the show. But up a decent amount so far. And we're going to make some more money today. I got a lot of bets out there today. And I'm joined by, some would say my friend. Some would say my foe. Some would say my coworker. Some of these are correct. Daniel Chevelson. How you doing there, Daniel?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I feel like I haven't been on the show in I don't know, a week, at least a week. It feels like it's been a while. But yeah, I wasn't feeling particularly great. I'm on the mend. Is that the term people use? I'm on my way back. So I'm happy to be back. Let's knock this out, man. I'm looking forward to you pronouncing some hockey names.
Yep, we'll see how that goes, guys. I've been betting hockey. It's been going really well. All I do is literally check offshore and then occasionally some projections. So offshore sports books, check to see where there's massive line disparities because for some reason there are every day, and I'm up. Finally raised my unit on it to like $400 to $500 because I was betting 300. I'm up 2,700, so probably up 9 units so far on hockey, which I've been doing it for. I've got 22 bets and I'm up 9 units. I have like a 50% ROI, which is not going to continue. There's zero chance it's going to continue, but I'm going to make some money. So we're just going to read off of these hockey bets. They're all in the Grant's Action Lounge. Sebastian Oho, plus 210 to score a goal over at Caesars. I hit it for 300. Carolina
Panthers?
McKevy. I am McKevy. It's ILYAMIKHEYEV. McKev.
Yeah, it would sound like one of those like prank phone calls that Bart Simpson would call Mo with or something like that for a second.
Yeah, for some reason I do not have it. Like I have a good grasp on pronouncing names from most countries, Eastern European, and like Ukraine, Russia, all those. Not great at. But I have him to score a goal at plus 280 over on Caesars. Victor Hedman, I think I got that right.
Defense over Tampa.
Yep, over 2.5 shots on goals, minus 145 on DK. Braden Point, over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 110 over at DK. Jake DeBrusk to score a goal, plus 300 over at Caesars. Plus 300 over at DK. And then David Pasternak, over 4.5 shots on goal, plus 120 on DK. Martin Nikas, over 0.5 points. Do you know what a point is?
Do I know what a point is? Yeah, it's a goal or an assist.
You got it. You figured it out. I knew that too, but
I watch like when I can. I can only prioritize so much stuff as far as sports, but I really enjoy watching hockey, especially playoff hockey, especially last night because the Panthers came back and won in overtime. That was a nail biter because they would have been down 3-1 if they would have lost. But yeah, 2-2 series. I enjoy watching hockey. Like to watch as much as possible, but unfortunately, basketball and baseball are in front of it right now. So, but yeah, hockey's great. Just can only watch so much.
Yeah, no, and I was a little disappointed by the Memphis loss last night. Thought they were going to pull it off. Yeah, feeling rough.
Although I did beat Golden State when the Golden State shooting like what did they shoot 20% from three, if that?
Yeah.
Well,
they're also without their best player and their second best player. Well, they're without their second best player and their best player is injured in Desmond Bain.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday on the Twitter space, and we were talking about how the Bain line was too low, and I guess he's just legit. Like we're not privy to the medicals, but it appears that his back is dicey.
Yeah, and he has to he's just focusing on defense and then standing in the corner. Like he's there to shoot threes, and that's it. He's not driving the hoop. His back is clearly in pain. But I actually found out that over on Maxim Bet, I forgot that I put down a large free bet on the Warriors a while back. So I've got now I'm rooting for the Warriors to win it. Warriors Celtics would be the ideal spot for
Where'd you
me.
get the Warriors at? What kind of odds? Like 10-1 at one point, or what was the
I've
biggest?
gotten them at 5.5 to 1, 6.5
Okay.
to 1, 8.5 to 1, and I think 10 to 1 at one point.
When were they 10-1? Wow. Maybe
I feel like
season?
it was early on in the season. I don't think I have much money on that one.
So that's the ideal setup for you.
I've
Golden State.
The worst setup would be the worst setup would be the Heat going up against the Suns.
Hey, I want the Heat to win.
Actually, it would be the Bucks going up against the Suns would be the second worst, I think. So I need Dallas, I need Memphis, I need Golden State. If Dallas can somehow win this next game, then I'm probably just putting like $3,000 on the East to win the championship, because that way I'm good no matter what.
Is that an option right now? Just betting Team East versus Team West, whoever they are?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, some site will have it. But yeah, it's a real easy way to do things. But let's talk about I guess we can just talk about some basketball bets. I'm not really certain you're going to have anything to say on any of these. First one is Danny Green over 0.5 blocks. We haven't projected for 0.51. I got it plus 170. Any thoughts on that?
That's a good line. I mean, right. Danny Green's starting to make his threes, which is good for him. But yeah, he's going to play a ton of minutes, and you're getting plus 170. That's okay.
I get the solid defender.
I mean, he's not known for his blocking prowess, but when you're getting that line, I think it's worth firing on.
Yep. Next one, James Harden, who has 9 blocks so far in the playoffs, all of which have come in games where Embiid has played, where Harden doesn't have to do as much on offense. Plus 140 over 0.5 blocks at Caesars.
Okay, sure.
All right, moving on to the next one. Jimmy Butler over 0.5 blocks, plus 110 at Caesars.
No issue with that.
All right. Danny Green over 1.5 blocks plus steals, plus 100. I mean, we know that he's a big defensive guy. We currently have him projected for, let's see, Danny Green. We have him projected over 0.15 at 1.68 right now, blocks plus steals. So again, at plus 100, he had 3 in the last game. He's hit that at a pretty consistent clip so far in the playoffs. If I remember correctly, his minutes are fairly secure. Hitting this game, hitting that game, hitting that game, hitting that game, hitting that game. So he's hit it, 8 of the last 12 matchups. No thoughts?
You're going to be watching the game just rooting for blocks and steals and like yelling at the official scorekeeper, like, that was a block. Because sometimes like kind of the swat down, could be, it qualifies as a block as well. And by the way, as far as Green, you mentioned his minutes. I'm looking at a projection. I'm sure we got 27 minutes projected for him, which I thought that would be higher than that.
I mean, he's been a little bit hit or miss. He's been between 25 and 34 pretty much all playoffs long. So never really know. James Harden.
If he's making his threes, obviously, it's kind of dependent on that.
Yeah, James Harden over 1.5 blocks plus steals, plus 110. We currently have him projected for 1.7. Stop calling me spam. 0.172. So getting plus odds on that seems like an easy bet at plus 110.
Sure.
All right. Dwight Powell over 0.5 assists plus 200.
Dwight Powell's assist prowess is not something, or lack thereof. It's like, how inept is he? He just needs one, right?
Yeah. We haven't projected for close to 0.5, so plus 200. I'm in.
Yeah.
Another one that you're probably going to have nothing to say, DeAndre Ayton over 1.5 assists plus 180. We currently have him projected for 1.19.
I like the juice. Plus 180, you said?
Yep.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I've been hammering turnovers, blocks, like low assist lines all playoffs long, and they're the ones where you find the most value right now, because
I feel like I'm useful. I feel like I watch a lot of basketball. I follow a lot of basketball, no rotations and all that kind of stuff. But you come on this show and you're presented with these things, and it's like, maybe I don't know anything. I don't have a take as far as Dwight Powell and his ability to, how many assists he's going to have tonight. Haven't really thought about that. But, if you can take advantage of these edges that other people obviously aren't thinking about either. But, and you're just using math. That's all you're doing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. That's all the basketball. So I assume you've looked into baseball.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to. I just love that. Joel Embiid is still officially questionable. Like come on,
Yeah.
who are we kidding? We know he's playing tonight, and the Heat are doing this nonsense too. To be fair, like they're making all their players questionable. They did rule out Kyle Lowry. He's not going to play. He was horrific last game, but they're giving Tyler Hero a questionable. They're giving Strus a questionable. Vincent a questionable. They keep doing this nonsense, and like spoiler alert, I'd be shocked if none of those guys, Hero, Tucker, Strus, Vincent, would be shocked if none of those guys played.
Yep.
But they're saying Embiid is questionable too, which is just hilarious because, and also the 76ers were horrific all season long as far as injuries and guys in, guys out, and Doc lying to us. But, Embiid's playing. Spoiler. I'm dropping the news. Call me Shams.
Well, let's move on to baseball then. Bet last night, Astros money line got -135. I think it has moved pretty drastically now, so it's probably not worth it. Let's see today's games. Astros, you can just see it. Yeah, it's at -145, -143. So not too much. I think you can still bet it. I mean, Verlander going up against Ryan, potentially no Buxton, probably no Correa. Solid enough bet. I'd still take it at -141 over at Bet Rivers.
Correa expected to go on the IL, so almost definitely not playing today.
Yep. Angels -1.5, getting it at +220. Angels, Kluber going up against Detmers. I mean, Kluber struggles with righty power and just righties in general. He doesn't have a slider, so he doesn't have an out pitch versus righties. It's been that way for a while. Still good versus lefties, but going to be going against potentially Ward, Trout, Ohtani, Rendon, Stassi. There's a decent amount of righties in there that can give them some trouble. So I'm taking them at they're not even this is an alternate run line, so you have to go to different spreads. And yeah, it's just +220 is too high for that. You with me?
Yeah, Ward didn't play yesterday with a hammy, but he's expected back tonight. They had Walsh leading off instead. We saw that Angels lineup completely explode last evening. We saw the potential. Ohtani banged out a couple homers, I think it was his first grand slam of his career.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that. I heard that's what they said last night. We saw Walsh get a hold of one. This Angels lineup, which has always been it's like that. That horse drawing that people have on Twitter.
Would you like to hear a fun trivia question?
Yeah. Well, am I going to have to guess it, or you have the answer, or what?
You can guess it. You're not going to get it right. Last hitter to hit 2 grand slams in the same game from opposite sides of the place.
Oh, was it Tatis's dad?
No.
I think he had 2 homers in the same inning. Fernando Tatis, if I'm not mistaken. Would say the question again?
Last hitter to hit 2 grand slams in the same game from different sides of the plate.
Was it a Blue Jay?
It was a Red Sox. I think it was 18 years ago.
Oof. So I'm just not gonna get it. I don't think I got it. I'm trying to think of a good guess, but I'm not even mustering up a good guess.
Bill Mueller.
Bill Miller.
No, I like to call him Mueller.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't coming. That wasn't happening.
Yeah, I didn't think he would. Yeah, that was just something that was. I remember that stat. For some reason, I remember all the stats from even more than now when I was younger because alcohol didn't ruin my brain. But yeah, think of how smart I would be now if I never would have drank.
Do you think that was a major factor? I don't know. I don't know the science of it.
Yes, because I have extreme ADHD. My mind's constantly running, and alcohol is a way to mostly turn that off. So my brain was running constantly up until about 19 years old, and yeah, I was much more intelligent in my younger years.
Is that when you started dabbling in the spirits at 19?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Freshman year of college.
You were a freshman at 19, not 18?
I turned 19 2 months in. Didn't really drink much or at all before that. But yeah, wasn't a big drinker.
Fair enough.
Now, still not a big drinker, but I can
Yeah.
drink. Mariners -1.5. We got Ray, who has not been great so far this season.
No.
Regressed pretty drastically, going up against Nola. Nola's the better pitcher, no argument there. Ray could be great. I mean, we'll see. Struggling a little bit with walks right now, but overall, getting that line at +240.
That's a big number. I think Nola's been definitively better than Ray this year. Ray, we've seen the velocity is down for Robbie Ray this season. And not just that, but the Ks are down pretty severely as well. 20.3% on the season is not very good. Now, if you want to look at swinging strike rate, it suggests that he probably has been a little unlucky as far as strikeouts because his swinging strikes is 12%. So that's, doesn't perfectly line up. We're talking small samples, 37 innings.
Nola's swinging strike rate is 11.5 and his K rate is 31.
Yeah, he's probably overachieved a little bit as far as Ks.
Yeah, plus he's struggled a little bit with his consistency. He always walked a lot of guys in the past, and then they all went away last year. Now it's come back a little bit higher, but it could regress back to last year or somewhere in the middle.
For Nola's walk rate this year is 4.5%. That's good.
Ray.
Oh, yeah, okay. We're still talking about Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, Ray's not striking out enough, and he's walking too many, which is kind of a bad combination. Gives up a lot of fly balls as well, too. And Philadelphia, probably not the team you want to give up a bunch of fly balls against because then you're at the mercy of home the fly ball variance.
Yeah, but he's still been good. He's still good versus lefties, and he got Harper and Schwarber in there.
Yeah.
Two of the best hitters are both lefties, so that bodes well. It's just the fact that it's a massive number at +240.
That's a big number. I'll give you that. And they gotta win by 1.5?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Got to win by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next
what
bet.
About 1.1, 1.2 runs? Just why is it always a half? Go ahead.
Well, there's absolutely no difference between 1.1 and winning by 1.1 and 1.9.
I know. I always thought it's funny that I understand why they put it. It's just easier, I suppose. But
agreed. It's funny. I've accidentally posted stuff in the Discord Mariners -1.2. They're like, all I see is 1.5. Should I go with 1.5? I'm like, clearly a typo. Clearly a typo.
You shouldn't have been drinking, man. If you didn't drink, we would have put 1.5.
No, I'd still make mistakes. Reed Detmers, over 4.5 strikeouts. Got it +150 going over at Caesars. He's going up against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay should have a few lefties in the lineup. They're above average strikeout rate team. Detmers strikes out lefties at a huge clip. Righties, not so much, but still solid overall. Soccer. Yeah, Aaron, please explain to me why soccer's use the -0.25. I don't understand.
Is that what soccer does?
Yeah.
Well, wait. So is that basically for a draw? If you
so draw doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're getting 0.25, you win in a draw.
Yeah, so that's what they use for a draw, apparently.
Is that what it is agreed upon in Europe? I don't. That's interesting.
Yeah. Also, what's an Asian handicap? I've bet that a few times.
I don't know. Let's Google. I'm curious what that is.
Yeah, let's see. What is an Asian handicap? It's a form of betting on football in which teams are handicapped according to their form. Stronger team must win by more goals or a punter betting on them to win. I don't. It's a form of spread betting, apparently.
What game though? Does it matter what game, or it could be used for any kind of game? It's just sort of a philosophy.
It's soccer.
Okay.
It's their form of spread betting, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah, but back to the bets. Detmers over 4.5 strikeouts, getting at +150. That's the big part. +150. He's only had over 4 once, or over 5. Yeah, over 4 once. Yeah.
The case stuff has not been there this season, and he's also not they don't really let him go. We're looking at maybe 80 pitches or so.
85 was my guess. 85 to 90. What does the bat have him projected at? Let's see.
Last time out, 78. Before that, 88, then 70, 65, 75.
That hasn't projected for 87.
Yeah, a little ambitious on my estimation, but okay.
Well, that's why I'm the better. What does the bat have projected at for strikeouts? Let's see. Let's see if Cardi's with me. 5.23. Suck it, Daniel. Cardi's with me, which a lot of times that happened this year. It has not gone well, but that's random.
He's like a real prospect, Detmers, for what it's worth. He's a real live arm. Okay, so go ahead. I have some thoughts as far as the games. I'm curious if you're going to get to them or not.
Frankie Montas under 5.5 strikeouts. I believe that game's already started, and he's getting into trouble right now, which is great. Great for me.
It's the first half of a doubleheader, I suppose, because I've not looked at Oakland at all.
Yeah, no, there's no reason. But I got it plus 150, and I threw it in round robin. So boom.
He's got 3 strikeouts, bottom of the 4th right now. He's pitched 4 innings, 59
the top of the 5th, I think.
Okay, yeah, it's top of the. Okay, you're right. 3 outs. Gotcha.
Yeah, with 2 runners on, no outs. So he's starting to struggle a little bit, and there's an injury delay. He might be pulled right now.
Are you ahead of me or something? Because I'm seeing the bottom of the 4th just ended with 2 guys on, and now it's a 3 outs. But maybe I got something wrong here.
No, Scope just walked. Willie Castro singled.
Okay.
Injury delay. So hopefully it's Montas, and it's a very, very minor thing where he's entirely fine. That's
Why
hopefully
are you for the guy to be hurt, man. You're not.
No, someone's injured.
Oh, okay.
Someone's injured. So if I had to choose someone to be injured, knowing that someone's injured, I'd want it to be Montas. Which I love Frankie Montas. Just I like my.
You like money more?
I like my $1,250. Red Sox over 3.5 total runs, plus 110.
Oof, man.
Oh, Pinder and Andrus collided. That's not good.
What happened?
Pinder and Andrus collided. Apparently,
2 guys are hurt
Milo
now.
In chat. But yeah, so over 3.5 run. Wright has been great so far this season. Wright has been.
And Boston's kind of stunk.
Yeah, Boston struggled, but I mean, they still got solid bats. Like Wright is probably due for some negative regression. Yeah, like over 3.5 runs seems a little bit low.
I mean, only negative regression because his ERA is 1.74, but the Sierra is 2.48, which is obviously really good. The K's have been awesome, over 30% for Wright. It is an extreme hitters umpire in this game. It's funny because I was looking at Whitlock on the other side. Whitlock has been incredible too. And just 21.2 innings this season, 35.8% Ks for Whitlock, just awesome. And
and yet he's only in the starting rotation because Rich Hill is injured, which is beyond me.
Chris Sale also.
Yeah.
Is that the reason? I don't remember whose spot he took. That's whose spot he took. Good old Dick Mountain.
Dick Mountain.
Did they stop doing like the players do their nicknames like once a year? Has that not been a thing? The players' weekend? I feel like we haven't seen that in a couple of years. Maybe I'm wrong. That was always good. That was always he lobbied for that in the back of his jersey. I don't recall if he got it or not. But yeah, why not? Let's have some fun. There's 162 games. You can't have some fun along the way.
It's baseball. It's clearly they don't want home runs. They don't want fun.
Will people like that? Will people enjoy? Will they have fun? No, then no. We can't. No, we don't want. There's an old curmudgeon guy watching the game. It's going to write a letter. He's not going to enjoy it.
Baseball is so dumb.
So I think Whitlock is interesting because I was looking at the scores and odds. His strikeouts was like plus 140 or something like that. Over on was it 4.5 or 5.5?
Let's see.
Whitlock big number. Over 5.5 at plus 140.
Yeah, the bat has been projected for 5.16. Let's see.
But the juice is the point. Is plus 140 is a pretty good number. He slowly worked his way up as far as his pitches. Atlanta's lineup's out, by the way, pretty standard. But as far as Whitlock's pitches, I believe he threw like around 80 or so last time out. 78. So he went from 48 to 61 to 78 his last 3 starts. If he throws around 80, what does Cardi have for Whitlock? Probably around 85, 84, somewhere in the neighborhood.
Let's see. Cardi, shout out to the back. Go sign up for it, guys. 85.
Okay, I nailed it. I just won both showcase showdowns. It is an extreme hitters umpire, which like whatever, obviously not ideal. By the way, Robbie Ray, extreme pitchers for what it's worth. If you're curious, Of course, Nola on the other side also get an extreme pitchers umpire. But
Nola is my favorite pitcher on the slate today. I think that's pretty standard, right?
it's an awesome pitching slate.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's loaded. So like, yeah, Giolito, Nola, Wright's been awesome. Ryan's been good. Verlander's like I think leading right now in Cy Young voting and whatever the betting at least in the American League. Severino, who's been electric. Wainwright's been mostly good.
I didn't realize Wainwright was. I was planning on playing the Baltimore. The pitcher wasn't confirmed last night. Yeah.
That's the game. I'm not sure if I just tweeted it out before the show. I was kind of looking at we were shouting out Cardi, but the St. Louis one. By the way, do you like Whitlock plus 140? It's a pretty good number over 5.5.
I'm staying away. I prefer. I drastically prefer the under 5.5 strikeouts at minus 148 at FanDuel.
Oof! You want to lay that juice?
I'm not going to bet it. I'd say I prefer it.
Yeah, I hear you.
We could do our movie bet on that.
Well, how? No, because that's like I don't think it's not likely to happen, but it doesn't have to hit. Yeah, it's got to hit what 35, 40% of the time for it to be valuable.
All right.
You're the accountant. You're the math guy.
Plus 140. It has to hit 47%.
No, that's wrong.
No, not 47. 45. Let's see. Break even.
I think it's lower than 45 also. This again, why were you drinking at 19? This is the problem, Grant. This is what happens. This is the repercussion.
Because I like to party. Let's see. Plus 140. 42%.
The percent of time it has to win in order for that to be a good bet. It's 42% of the time?
Yep.
Okay. So shout out to Roth. It only took us a month, Grant, but finally, like I'm sure you use Weather Edge. Look at the Weather Edge. For the very first time this season, we're a month into the season. We got a fire emoji on Weather Edge. I'm not sure if you've noticed this. I'm not sure if you looked at the Weather Edge.
I saw you tweeted out.
We saw it once. Like it took us a month, but we're there. It's in a crap ballpark for hitting, right? But 101 game sample, and we got a fire emoji in St. Louis. Only an 8 total on the board. I'm trying to think which way to bet this, or maybe bet it all different ways. I like the St. Louis team total over. I like St. Louis like minus 1.5, St. Louis minus 2.5. I think they have the clear pitching advantage. Wainwright is not a fly ball guy. The opposing pitcher has been horrendous, and he's a fly ball guy. I just think that like you bet St. Louis on run lines. You bet them on like the adjusted line. You bet their total over. Maybe at the actual total in the game over 8. But yeah, I like the Cardinals. I like them on the adjusted line. Tell me that I'm wrong about St. Louis today. They're facing one of the most vulnerable pitchers in the slate, and I guess the best hitting environment as well. Of course, the ballpark's not fantastic.
I mean, you're wrong because the sports books have probably adjusted for it.
I mean,
and Bradish is actually a pretty decent prospect. He had good case stuff in the minors. He's a good prospect. He's just struggled so far, and I mean, it is what it is. But he's giving up a lot of fly balls, hard contact, which doesn't bode well in this.
He's the 7th ranked prospect in the Baltimore organization for what it's worth.
Yeah, so he's a decent prospect.
He's 25, also. Like he's not young.
Yeah,
for a prospect.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm probably staying. Oh, if you want, what's their team total at?
I think it's around 4 and a hook. Let me see. I think it was 4.5 ish. Well, like according to our projections, we're projecting 4.46 runs, which is a ton in baseball these days. I'm scrolling through. Is that the highest? The Marlins at 4.49. The Giants at 4.43 versus Senzatella. The Yankees probably a big number against Kikuchi, right? 4.25. Kikuchi.
If you want, I'll take the under 4.5.
Is that a movie bet you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll take the Cardinals over 4.5 runs.
Nice. You're gonna be watching Guardians of the Galaxy.
Woohoo!
The first one, even though the second one might be better.
I still can't believe that you had me start the third movie of a trilogy. You give me the third one first,
and you liked it.
It was fine. It was fine. Yeah, it was for what it was. I had no issues with it. All but right, start me from the beginning if I'm gonna
First ones aren't worth it.
Well, you had me watch the first Lord of the Rings, which
first one is worth it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Another bet I have, Bryce Wilson, under 2.5 strikeouts, plus 130 over at Caesars. Going up against the Dodgers. That does not strike out guys at a big clip. Guy walks a ton of guys. Going up against the most patient team in the majors. Like, he is going to get slaughtered.
By the way, the Dodgers, I believe, were shut out yesterday with Jose Quintana in Pittsburgh. I'm not saying that that's any reason to.
Jose Quintana owns a 2 ERA going up against the Dodgers.
Are you making a joke? Because
No.
somebody mentioned that yesterday in the Grinders live show,
Yep.
and like Stevie was like laughing at him, and I was like, well, like, 2 ERA, okay, like, we know we're very snobbish with our baseball data, and we kind of laugh at that stuff, and who knows how relevant that actually is? Probably very little, but
probably not relevant at all.
Yeah. I think I haven't dug into Quintana specifically versus the Dodgers, but I would bet the Dodgers next time they face Quintana, his ERA would go up. But yeah, I have not looked at this game for what it's worth. It's a 6:35 game, and I didn't know this game existed. So I don't think Bryce Wilson's good, if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah. Last bet.
Number.
Yeah, last bet is Jared Walsh to hit a home run over at Caesars because they give you a 25% profit boost token for a home run. This, I think, is the best one. It gets up to 938. Kluber, like I said earlier, better versus righties than versus lefties, but still very high number for a guy with as much power as Walsh does, going up against right-handed pitching, saying at 224 ISO since the beginning of last season. I think it's pretty solid.
Interesting. That's you get like one boost. You can pick one player basically.
Yep.
What are the Cardinals like? What do you have as far as like Goldie and Arenado? Curious.
Let's see. Looking over here.
Tyler
Goldschmidt is sitting at plus 300. Arenado is sitting at plus 280.
I don't like that.
O'Neill is sitting at plus 325.
So when you're saying 25% boost, you're talking about Walsh is kind of somewhere around 550, 600?
750.
Yeah, that seems like when you shop around, that seems like a really good price. Yeah, by comparison. He's a big power hitter. Yeah. I don't necessarily want to pick on Kluber, but sure, I'm okay with that. I like that number. Hey, nice. We got the Kiermaier last night. We were talking about. I don't know if you talked about it yesterday.
We did. I did. Kiermaier plus 1,100 to get a stolen base.
Margot wasn't available. He stole 2, but I don't think he was
I forgot about him.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was real pissed off by that.
What were the odds on him? Like 12-1?
I think it was also 10-1.
Yeah. He's obviously not a known speedster, but like Tampa is a smart organization, and they know. I was watching the game, and very first pitch, it was 2 guys on. It was a double steal, and what's funny is that it was a review. I don't know if you were watching it. They initially called Margot out at third, and of course, if Margot's out at third, Kiermaier doesn't matter if he's on. You only get the stolen base is if the other guy's safe, but they overturned it because it was a bad call. But they know that whenever it's center guard pitching, you can just steal bases.
Leading the league this year, gave up 3 more. He's at 10. I think he's the leader by like 2 stolen bases, 3 stolen bases, and he's missed a start.
Oh, he's pitched like maybe 30 innings, not even probably. And he gave up like 35 stolen bases a couple years ago when he was, obviously didn't pitch last year. But that just whenever you see center guard pitching, bet the stolen base guys, or even like the fringe stolen base guys, because Margot is not a known stolen base guy. Anybody you can get at nice odds.
Yeah, right there with you. But I think that's the end of the show. You got anything else you want to cover?
I don't think so. I guess I like the Cardinals today more than you do. I think that's it. Go Heat. We're rooting for the Heat tonight. Go Miami. Congratulations to your Avalanche, although you don't really care for the Avalanche, I don't think. But.
I do have 500 on. That was a bet on one of these shows. My dog is super needy right now. But 500 to win 1750. I bet them at the beginning of the playoffs at plus 350 to win the Stanley Cup. Now they're sitting at plus 220.
Yeah, well, they I believe swept in the first round, and yeah, they look pretty legit. And my understanding is the East is much tougher than the West, so their path should be a little bit clearer to get to the finals. Hopefully, my Panthers meet you there. We'll see. It's been a
Also, one
struggle
of the
though.
most talented teams of all time.
Yeah, they're supposed to be really good. I don't pretend to be a hockey expert, but is it McCurr? Cole McCurr, the defenseman, supposed to be ridiculous. Landeskog, the offensive player, is supposed to be awesome as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we meet in the finals.
Yeah, we'll see, and then we'll have to make a bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you'll be up here during the finals. Who knows?
You never know. Yeah, I'll be on the road. I don't know. Is that going to be around your wedding time?
I believe so.
By the way, what is Colorado attire? What was that nonsense? Like, I was reading the thing. It says Colorado. I don't think I have Colorado attire.
It's basically like wear something moderately nice, but we allow boots.
Oh, I don't. You think I have boots in my repertoire?
I think it was called. No, you don't have to wear boots. We're saying we allow boots.
So boots are encouraged?
No, we're allowing them.
Would some places say no boots?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But like, do I have to wear like a tux?
Dude, don't wear shorts and wear.
Why would I wear shorts? There's a lot of leeway. There's a lot of wiggle room from shorts to tux.
Don't wear shorts. Wear a button up. That's what I care. That's what matters.
Oh yeah, well of course, yeah, and a jacket. A jacket?
No, you don't have to wear a jacket.
I'm
not wearing a jacket.
Wait, you're not wearing a jacket? You're getting married.
Yeah, I know. I'm wearing a vest.
Like a Hawaiian shirt?
No, white button up, vest, tie, slacks.
Can I make a confession, by the way?
Okay.
I mean, this is embarrassing because, like, Stevie always makes fun of me for not being able to change a tire. Should I be embarrassed about that?
You wear a hoodie every day. I mean, I wear basically
what are those same each other?
Huh?
No. I said Stevie makes fun of me for not being able to change a tire. Like, there's basic human things. Like, at some point along your life, you're supposed to learn how to pick up, and one of them is how to change a tire. I don't know how to do that. You know how to do that?
Oh, change a tire.
Change a tire. Yeah. There was a.
Okay, we're talking about clothes, so I thought change a tire, like change your clothes.
Why did I have to change clothes? You thought I wear the same thing every day?
I didn't know where you were going.
Does this come off?
You wear a hoodie every single. I thought you were talking about wearing the same attire every day.
The color changes. It's not the same.
But yes. How do you not know how to change a tire?
I don't know how to change a tire. That's on a vehicle. I know how to change a tire.
It's still funny to me that we had that mix up. And you went straight from talking about clothes to talking about changing tires.
So, yeah, I don't know which is more embarrassing or less embarrassing. I don't know how to change a vehicle's tire. But I also have lived a good amount of years in this world, and I still don't know how to tie a tie.
I taught myself how to tie a tie.
Couldn't figure it out. I watched the video. There's an up, loop, swoop, and I don't know how to do it.
I don't know if I do it the right way because I literally took a tie that was already tied and untied it and figured it out that way.
Well, what I would do is I would save it. Like whenever I come back from some sort of a formal event, I wouldn't untie it. I would save the knot.
I did the same thing. I still have I have multiple ties right here next to me that are still tied from like 8 years ago.
So which is okay? So you're just as incompetent as I.
No, I can still tie a tie, but if you get the perfect length, then I'm not messing with it.
Which is more embarrassing, not being able to change a tire. or tie a tie?
It's tire.
Like, how many circumstances do you actually have? I mean, I called a friend once. Maybe I used like AAA or something like that, or like whatever.
You just made me remember a point in one of my saddest points in in quarantine.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad it happened now, but there was I walk out my front door and there's a car just sitting there on. I'm like, okay, what the heck's going on? I'll go check. And there's this girl, and she's like, my tire blew out. Like, I'm waiting on the tow truck. I'm like, I'm hungover. And I'm like, I got you. And so I changed her tire, and I didn't ask her out afterwards. And
is there an implication that it's like if I change your tire, now you should probably go to lunch with me?
No, there isn't an implication. But I feel like that was a good opening.
Oh,
we
yeah.
chatted, we chatted the whole time.
You got a 10-minute window at least for a personality showcase.
Yeah. So, but I didn't ask her out. Like I walked in the house, I'm like, I changed it. I'm like, did you get her number? I'm like, no, I fudged up.
Was she delightful?
She was delightful. She was a nice lady.
Yeah. Well,
but works out great now because
we're not. Things worked out, of course.
But that was one of my biggest. Oh, I'm an idiot.
It was like Dumb and Dumber, and at the end, the bikini team was asking.
Sorry, I'll have to give my friend. He's a little slow. The town's that way.
Those are gonna be some lucky guys. It was that kind of moment for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Did we end on a high note? I think that was good.
Yeah, I think so, guys. It's been fun. Again, tomorrow the show is going to be at 10 Eastern, not 2 Eastern.
Good Lord.
Baseball starts early.
Who wakes up that early?
I don't. You can rewatch it throughout the day. The bets will still be there, most likely. Well, a lot of the bets will still be there. There's basketball going on. But it's been fun, guys. We're out of here.